everyone, welcome back to week 4 of our series, Are We There Yet? Our series memory verse is Philippians 3:13b through 14. I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us. Today we're talking about perseverance. Perseverance is continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. So, just like our memory verse says, we have to look forward to what lies ahead, and we need to persevere. The one thing that I want you to remember today is this: with God, I will always persevere. Now, let's be honest, persevering is not easy. We're human, we have limits. There's a man in the Bible who is the best example of perseverance. He goes through an incredible challenge. Let's take a look at his life and how he showed perseverance. There once was a man named Job who lived in the land of Uz. He was blameless, a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. And he also had many servants. He was in fact the richest person in that area. Job 1 through 3. Job was a blessed man. That means that he was fortunate to have all of those things because he believed and trusted God. You see, everything comes from God, and when we trust God, he will bless us, even if it's not with physical things. But when we continue reading in Job 1, we see that Satan wanted to test Job to see if he would give up on God. So Satan asked God if he could test Job. Surely, if so many bad things happened, he would get upset with God and give up. He wouldn't persevere through the hard things. God told Satan that he could test Job and take away everything Job had. Satan just couldn't hurt Job physically. God did this because he knew Job would persevere. So one day, Job was having a big meal with some of his family when a messenger arrived. And the messenger told him that all of his oxen and donkeys had been stolen and all of his workers were gone. Then another messenger showed up and said that a fire burned up all of his sheep and shepherds. And then another messenger arrived and said that all of his camels were stolen and his workers were gone. And yet another messenger showed up saying that all of his sons and daughters were killed because their house had fallen from a storm. And in that moment, Job stood up and tore his robe in grief. And then he shaved his head and fell to the ground and worshiped. Job 1:20. Even after all these bad things happened to Job, he worshiped God. His wife even told him that he should be mad at God, but he persevered and continued to trust God even through all of those bad things. This man had everything thrown at him, and this isn't even the end of things that Job deals with. He gets boils, and his wife and friends turn on him. Everything that could happen, happened, yet he doesn't turn against God. He perseveres, and he remains faithful. There is so much we can learn from Job, but I want us to focus on 2 points. Number 1, honor God no matter what. Just like Job remained faithful and continued to love and serve and honor God even when things were falling apart around him, we need to decide that we will honor God with our lives no matter what. Do you have a plan for when hard times come? Or are you thanking God only when you're in good times? Number 2, persevere with joy. This is the part that can be difficult. How do I have joy when things are tough? 2 Corinthians 6:10 says it this way: our hearts ache, but we always have joy. We are poor, but we give spiritual riches to others. We own nothing, and yet we have everything. We have so much more as followers of Jesus than just physical things. I can have joy no matter what because I know regardless of my circumstances, God is always with me. And nothing can separate me from him and the love that he has for me. That's how we can have joy. Are you feeling like you're just stuck in a tough situation? What if you could get unstuck in healthy and God-honoring ways? What would be different if you had an outlook and an attitude of persevering in any situation with God's strength and wisdom to guide you? How would your friends' outlook on difficulties be affected if they knew that you had total trust in Jesus to walk you through any challenge that you face? Remember, we have to look forward to what lies ahead. That doesn't mean that everything will be easy and go our way, but with God, we can persevere and we can honor him no matter what and walk in his joy. So here's our challenge for this week. Pick one of the points from today, and I want you to focus on putting it into practice.